What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of The Practice. Happy Tuesday morning or afternoon, wherever this may find you. Excuse the alarms going by as I kick off this live stream. Um, so this episode, I think we're gonna switch things up from the birds we've been doing the last few times and try making a goofy little creature. I've got some ideas that I've been working on. Actually, handful of sketches, like I always say, I always recommend getting in that sketchbook, doing lots of drawings, working some ideas out. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow these exactly today, but you get the point. Fill that sketchbook up, keep that stuff moving, get ideas flowing, and then, yeah, like I always recommend, definitely get into that stuff on paper before you hop into your digital applications. So yeah, I'm going to keep the intro somewhat brief this week, but I wanted to mention before we hop into cinema, today you'll notice I'm rocking my Monster Project t-shirt. Actually the week before, I had the opportunity to go check out the Monster Project's first live show here in San Francisco. There's about 30 pieces on display. Very, very cool project, the Monster Project. If you hadn't heard about it, I guess I'll show you now. It's really this cool project that's organized by a woman named Katie out of Austin, Texas. And what she does is she solicits about 100 drawings from elementary school kids across the country every year, and then has professional artists reinterpret those drawings in their own styles and in their own mediums. This is the second year that I've participated. It's always super, super fun, just in terms of, not only the brief, like getting these really cool children's drawings and using that as your inspiration for something to create from, but it's also really fun, sort of giving back a little bit, encouraging kids to be creative and, seeing what the other artists come up with, and it's just sort of grown into really a fun little community, and there's a lot of really talented folks involved. Here's yours truly, as you can see, the piece that I came up with. And actually, this is a piece that I had worked on the on my practice live streams. So perhaps you've seen that before. But this is the project that it's a part of, and you can sort of see it in context with the other pieces. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out before, I'd encourage you to go to themonsterproject.org and yeah, check that out. It's a very, very cool project. And totally worth checking out. So so cool. Let me grab this chat window, pop this out so I can chat with y'all while I'm in cinema. Forgive a little behind the scenes stuff here. Cure Arts is back, as is Sam Finn. Hey gang. I don't know why I'm typing this and saying it at the same time. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming by. Sam, appreciate the kind words. Carol, what's up? Thanks for coming by again. I'm glad I know how to pronounce your name now. Cool. So let's hop in. We're doing some more monsters today. So yeah, let's get in there. Let me know, as always, as we're hanging out. Let me know if you got any questions or comments, or dig or don't dig what I'm working on. Probably going to try and keep it a little shorter than our last episode. We've gone as long as 2 hours plus in this. I think I'm going to try and keep it around the hour mark today because I got some other stuff to do. Not that I don't love y'all, but staying busy. So the work on here is sort of a lumpy form. I want to make this lumpy creature. I'm going to try and do it mostly with spheres at this point. See the kind of weird setup we can come up with. And I've done characters like this in the past, so I have a rough idea of what I'm going to do, but nothing exact. So, the last episode I talked about potentially setting up a consistent time and being a little bit more consistent with my streams. And I had totally blanked on the fact that I would be on vacation last week. So, apologize if anyone thought I'd be coming back 2 Tuesdays in a row. That's my bad. I totally spaced on the fact that I was on vacation last week, and I didn't mention that in the stream the week before. So, trying to stay more consistent with it, trying to be more communicative in my schedule. Sorry about that. I was in Mexico, though, which was really awesome. I don't know if anyone's ever been to Puerto Vallarta, but very fun little beach town. So, right now I'm doing what I typically do, just copying and pasting, blocking spheres out, blocking my forms out, this time using spheres. I want to make some legs, just some really simple legs on this guy. I wonder what the best way to do that is. What I'll do is use a loft, actually. It's not a NURB I use frequently, the old loft NURB. Let's see how it goes, though. I might just isolate this. Actually, where you at? Loft NURB. Oops. What I can do is I'm gonna make a foot. Is that a foot? Not really. Not yet. It's all about finding the right NURB for the job, right? Also, you're gonna notice trying to sit up straight. If you see me slouching, let me know. I want my back to hurt. Oh, too few. I don't even know what that is. So that's actually pretty quick and not so bad. How I wanted it. Let's unhide the rest of this mayhem. Camera. Get it all squared up. I think I have to find the right balance here of not being too complicated with these shapes. Right, so a sphere is rather simple, right? Which I like. Then if we start adding too many of them, it's a little bit complex. I want to maintain sort of a simple form with this guy. So let's see where we go. And as always, this is, I have a rough idea of what I want to do, but this is, largely unrehearsed and unedited. Well, it's definitely unedited. It's all the way unedited. It's largely unrehearsed. Just kind of riffing, So if it sucks, apologies. Shit happens. Actually, the forms are coming together rather quickly. Kind of digging where this is going. Actually, I don't think I need that guy. We want to start working on the face. First, let's add or floor. Get some compositing going. So. Color do you think for the background? Let's do like a blue. Blue's tight. Blue's tight. Very subtle gradient. Very subtle. Vertical. Let's see how to do this. Tags. Similar 4D tags. Positing tag. It's a very positive, powerful tag. We use this a lot. Let's see. So, I think it's just that simple, right? Well, that is not it. Maybe let's put this in the cube as well. If you talk about unrehearsed and unedited, you guys are going to get to watch me fumble through this. Let's see. So, nope. Let's see if this works. Zoom by camera. Right? Now, let's also test occlusion, GI, from QMC, put this to low, preview, this to low. Better, better. Now if we add spotlight, let's see if we can get some shadows on the ground. It still isn't giving us what we want. All right, I know of a file I can go to grab a background that works. Let's you guys will recognize these dudes. So when in doubt, I go back to an old file. How did I have this set up? Composite. For the HDRI maps. Maybe that's it. Let's see if I can just fix this. It's the background. That's why. Hey Sam, how long have I been working in this style for? Ooh, I don't know. All my life, I guess. I don't know. I've always, well, I shouldn't say always. I mean, I've been drawing for a long time. And in high school, I started to find that I liked kind of graphic simplified shapes. And I think, studying graphic design and illustration at university really helped solidify those predispositions. So, tough to say. I try to, I don't try to. No, that's not true. I was going to say I don't try to emulate a certain style or work within a certain style. That's not entirely true. I do. There's lots of artists I'm super influenced by, and many of them work in simplified styles. Some work in more complex styles. I guess I draw my inspiration from all over the place, not just from artists, I guess, but from nature and from music and TV shows, all kinds of stuff like that. But in terms of working in the style, it's something that I've tried to sort of procure and develop on my own, and come up with a style that's sort of true to the type of work I'm interested in, quite frankly. So there you have it. I don't know, a long time. Let's see, still no shadows. I'm not loving that. So what do I have that's different than the bird? Background cube, sky, maybe that's the difference. Could that matter? That's what I have. It's weirdly not working, right? Look, compositing background. I want to see my camera. That would be it. There we go. Not getting a lot of shadow, though. Oh, because shadow's turned off. Oof. Slow first day back after vacation, huh, guys? What pathetic. Nice one, Sam. I wasn't kidding about this being unrehearsed and unedited. I am kind of making it up as I go, errors and all. But that's okay, the creative process is not perfect. I don't remember every little button in cinema all the time. That's why there's Google, and that's why there's trial and error. All right, so you can see sort of the basics of this little character that I'm working on here. And let's get some a little bit of color on him just because of the sky. He's looking overly blue. Let's check this out. Red and white. How does it look? Orange. Rock some complementary colors. Wonder if, yeah, it's going to come off green. That crazy saturated sky. So maybe what I should do is have sky. All right. That. Then and hopefully this will work. Oops. See what we got. Nope. Haha, EJ in the house. What's up, man? EJ will probably know the answer to this. Why the hell is this background showing up like this? See my camera. Could it be the order that it's in? Nope. Let's just try that. Ah, it's fancy. Too fancy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to steal from an old file where somehow I had this right. I don't know why this one works. Hopefully when I copy and paste it over, it will work. Let's see here. See if this works. That's what I want. It's just the wrong color. I don't know why I couldn't get that to work, but whatever. Here we are. There we go. Delete that material. Okay, we should be good. Look at that. Look at that. Let's hit up that color that we want. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I was toggling that stuff on and off. Yeah, it seemed my camera's on in both of these. I don't know what was going on. Hiron, what's up, man? Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Oh, we got two guys from the UK here. What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by. This is great. You know, I got to be honest. It's really cool every week. You know, a few more faces show up. Some familiar names, some unfamiliar names, but it's super rewarding, and I love, you know, I love showing up and creating and sharing with you guys, and this is really great. We're building a little community here. The pixelated plugin is nice, and I saw some cool examples of the Boil It plugin today too, which is very cool. Always quality stuff. All right, so now that we've got our lighting set up, I think it's time to start creating a face. Let me go over to quick shading for this so we don't get those exaggerated shadows. Make it a little easier to block this stuff out. So let's see, how do we want to make the eyes? Let's throw this in a symmetry real fast. What? Yeah. Wow. No, I did not have a material on the floor. I wonder if that had something to do with it. Wait, but I don't have materials on them now either. Wow, I don't know. I don't know. Oop. Which sphere do I have? All right, I'm going to center this guy so he's a little bit easier to work with. And I'm going to grab all of the other spheres and scoot them up. Oop, missed the legs. Scoot them all up. Hmm. UK Pride is going down in the chat. That's cool, mates. It's funny, EJ, you're mentioning C4D meetups. The San Francisco Max and Roadshow Cinema 4D meetup is tonight, actually. Looking forward to checking that out. I'm going to go over there. Steve Teeps or Teeple is going to be doing the speaking tonight, so I'm looking forward to meeting with him and checking out the rest of the scene. It's going to be cool. And EJ hosted a few of those. How were those, man? He is doing magic in VR. He's rocking that tilt brush hard. All right. I'm going to throw bool on this center cube. Come up with some sort of a mouth here. I'm not sure what I want to do with the mouth. Probably a grin. Probably some sort of wacky grin. So let's do this. What could I've done? Oh, good. I didn't move my camera position. I feared that I did. Let me center this camera up and lock it before doing anything else. That's cool, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I totally hear you with the getting out of the house and talking to people. You know, I'm about 6 weeks into my freelance career. Well, I should say full-time freelance. I've been freelancing for a while. I was at the agency I worked at for a long time. Um, and while I'm absolutely loving the flexibility that I have now with my new sort of workday, man, the whole antisocial aspect is really rearing its ugly head. I could see a world where I don't talk to people for weeks. So I totally hear you on that. I'm gonna have to get out of the house and be social and like, yeah, be friends with people, right? What a concept. Right, so there's our wacky smile. Where is that bool? There's a guy in there. Look at that smile. What a guy, what a guy. Maybe. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. There's usually a ton of parties downtown. There's usually like they do these all-inclusive kind of deals where you spend X amount of dollars and see a show, and there's an open bar and all that kind of stuff, which can be fun. If that's not your cup of tea, then there are fireworks over the water. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on. They also do like tours of the hills. I've heard that there's it's obviously a hilly city. I've heard that I've never done it myself, but I heard that there's sort of walking tours of the city you can do that take you up to hills and give you a really great view of the fireworks. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Shoot me a note. Maybe I can help you look into some of that stuff. Have fun at work, Heron. Yeah, I'm sort of just catching up on comments here. Bear with me, guys. But EJ, yeah, I totally hear you, man. I'm thinking actually sometime in the new year and organizing some sort of Cinema 4D or even just like an illustrators or animators or 3D modeling enthusiasts meetup group. Definitely want to prevent myself from becoming a hermit, and definitely want to continue, you know, building the community and stuff like that. So totally hear you. All right. Let's make some teeth. Let's make some teeth, y'all. I noticed a moment ago that we had, I think it was 9 people in the live stream, which I must say is an all-time high. So thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being you. Cleaning my shit up. Let's see. That's a tooth, right? Tooth, 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 tooth. Big tooth. Let's see here. How big should they be? Hmm. I got one too many. Oop. Typically, an even number of teeth, right? Not that that matters for our purposes. I think I might also add some big goofy lips, as I do. Look at that grin. He's cheesing. He's cheesing. Looks like what I need to do is actually make these guys a little bit longer, which is easy. Freelance chat, I dig it. I'm going to keep working. I'm not going to have time to keep up on all of these comments, but yeah, share your tips and tricks. Freelancing can be tough. I've found that, at least personally speaking, I've gotten a lot of freelance work from Behance. I've noticed that a lot of art directors and folks working at agencies check that stuff out, and I've got a fairly decent following and rank on Behance, and I think that's helped a bit. Sam is totally right. Face-to-face interactions are huge. It's all about who you know. EJ, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for the kind words about the birds. I'm going to have some more of those soon, I think. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, man. Let me know about San Francisco on New Year's Eve. So here's a fun little trick I like for making webs, right? So I grabbed that bool and did a current state to object, right? So I want, let's see, I want some of these shapes as actual geometry, not as a Boolean. So sphere is going to do all the sphere. I probably want, trying to see how the geometry is playing out. I think I'm going to want this extrude, right? So delete all this stuff, keep the extrude. I'm going to grab this and do a edge selection, outline selection, boom. Okay, so that's where I want my lips to be, right? Here's a top secret trick. Then I can go mesh, spline. Whoop, wait a minute. So after I've selected this, I hold shift actually and jump over to points. Right? If you hold shift and click on point mode or vertex mode or polygon mode, it will transform those selections over into that new mode. Grab those polygons or vertexes for you. I think I should be able to go tools, mesh, spline. See what? Where's edge to spline? Commands. Edge to spline. Oh, maybe I need to stay. Edge to spline. Boom. And so I look in here. Look. Now it's made me a spline that I can use. See that? Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted. Making it up as I go, y'all. This definitely works, I promise. Alright, so that's why I had too much selected. So try that again. Outline selection. Bang. Mesh. Commands. Edge to spline. And then, let's see here. There's the spline that I needed. There's actually a duplicate. It's actually a little bit hairy there, isn't it? Look at that. So, let's clean this up a bit. Okay. Don't need all of that rear face. That's fine. All right. So first I'm going to optimize this, see what that gets us. Pretty sure it's optimize. sometimes just by hitting, so you see this is linear, so I go to B-spline, make this natural, might work a little better. Ultimately, we're going to be turning this into, a sweep. So let's drop it in the sweep. See just how dirty the spline is. Oop, that's a cloner, not a sweep. Losing it today, y'all. What am I doing? So I'm adding to the wrong hierarchy. There we go. No, these lips aren't too bad, actually. Let's get them in place. There's certainly a ton of geometry in there, so let's simplify that a bit. I think really what's going on here is we have far too many points. So what I need to do is just clean that up a bit. So I'm going to go head on here. Let's delete a lot of this stuff we won't need. How do you do that? Close by. Now watch this. So, mesh, spline, soft interpolations. That gets us pretty darn close, actually. Much smoother forms. So what I need to do now is just sort of work with these to get them in the shape that we need. Alright. How's that look? A bit better. Not perfect. I wonder if we could even do away with points over here. Make these ones bigger. Now it's just about sort of working with it until it looks right. Maybe there's a more scientific way to do it, but I don't know it. It's not very symmetrical. That's weird. It's kind of eyeballing it here. And a lot of times we're going for perfect symmetry, but with a character like this, I've actually lately been sort of enjoying getting away from, strict symmetry. It actually brings a little bit of life and moves it away from that, you know, super CG feel into a little bit more of a, a friendly character type of guy. So it's fun. I think we should add some cheeks. So let's see, symmetry. That's the foot. Other symmetry. Turn an eye into a cheek. Get tons of errors as I overlap inside this bool. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Peace out. Nope, that was wrong. Ah, thanks, Dexter. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, sometimes YouTube will send emails out. Sometimes they won't. I'm not sure. Not sure what the deal is there. Let's see. The reason I did that is it looked like the floor was blocking some of the lighting, and I wanted to get a little bit more of an overall lighting here. So just fine tuning here, guys. I think I'm getting close to where I want to call it. But yeah. It might look nice actually too, if that is just a very subtle gradient. See if we can do that. Very subtle gradient. See how that looks. No, this is just a ground. Here, I'll show you. Not just inside a cube. It's just composited. So we got a big sky background, cube, sky, and a light, a background, and I got compositing tags on these guys. Those kind of look like a cube. Let's see, actually making some of the highlights appear a bit blown out. I'm not sure if that gradient's working for us or not. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, yep. Definitely did look like a cube. So, getting there, getting there. Just the last thing, it's feeling a little bit dark, some of the facial features inside the mouth here. So I'm going to try a few things. One is adjusting the light. Getting a little bit more frontal. Actually is going to kind of mess up our shadows a little bit. Let's do a quick test, see if we can like that. The other thing we can do is turn up the gamma on our GI settings. Actually, I like some of the highlights we've been here. I'm going to push that gradient a little further. Push it further. Another thing I can do, this is kind of cheating, but I don't care. For me, it's all about the final image. It's less about, how we get there and more about what the end result is. So I'm just going to add a little bit of luminance to one of these reds. I'm going to make the interior of the mouth slightly luminant. Hopefully kill some of the shadows in there. And along with the increased GI, I'm hoping that'll make the mouth a little less dark. Let's go further with it. Let's do the same with the teeth. Just cheat it a little bit. Digging it. adding aluminum material to the floor really changed the look of that, didn't it? Let's try this one. Again, adding that yellow to the floor, even though it's invisible, is going to change the color of the lighting bounce. I actually really like that. It's giving us a bit more saturation in the lighting. See that versus that? I kind of did that. I might make this one a little darker. Alright, that's the eye color. I'm not going to mess with that too much. The last thing I'm not loving is we're not getting the true shadows around the feet that I'd like. Let me try if I turn this off. Well, that's going to kill the lighting, isn't it? I think the reason we're not getting that ambient occlusion is because we've got a luminant texture. Huh. It's not really working either. Let's try this. Sorry guys, bear with me. We're just doing some test renderings. It's live and on the fly. I'm trying to get this thing to look right, and you guys are going to hang out while I test it. That is super weird. Where did that ring come from? Huh. Looks like that's the outline of our spotlight. He's looking awful creepy, isn't he? Still not getting that. Still not getting that ambient occlusion along the edge of the feet like I'd like. Let's try one more thing. So if we go to these lofts, sometimes increasing the space between two things just a bit, and actually having the how to describe this, the objects separated by a little bit actually adds the ability for the computer to generate shadows in there if there's a little bit of a gap. Honestly, it's not doing what I would expect. Bring that back down. There's something in the compositing tab. That's not it. I know, crazy, right? Can't move the camera when there's a protection tag on it, which is good. That's the whole point. All right, y'all. I think I'm about to call this. Yeah, I don't know what that ring was, Dexter. Kind of weird. I think that might have been an error with the compositing tag and where this spotlight intersected with the floor. It's weird. I've never seen that before. Very cool. Not what I was after for this one, but all right. So what we're going to do now is output final. I'm going to retouch it quickly. So let's fire up Photoshop. We're going to call it an illustration. Been at it for about an hour and 15 minutes. I think that's solid for a stream. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying yourselves. Looks a little crazed, doesn't he? I can't decide if he's happy or a bit of a lunatic. Now we're just going to fine-tune some of the color balance a little bit. See, that mouth is still a little dark for my taste. And I want to increase the contrast in some of the shadows. That's totally killing the mouth. So what I'm going to do is make another levels. Maybe get the mouth to where I like it. I'm going to push that gamma up. And then just fill that in around the teeth. See? It doesn't have to be rocket science. Right? That help? It does help. And I think the crop is slightly uneven on this too. Maybe not. A little better. Now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pushing more blue into the background in the darks and more red into the highlights. Just going to give us a little bit more contrast and a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more interplay between those complementary colors of blue and orange. I even push that a little further. Let's see how this goes. That's too much. I'm not sure if that's helping, to be honest. Oh, too much. Ooh, I just started erasing. I should really be using a mask. on this layer. So don't do that. Add a mask first. That way, if you want to adjust it all, it'll make it much easier on you. But like I said, live and unrehearsed, kind of figuring it out as we go, messing up a little bit along the way. Do as I say, not as I do. But it's a rather simple piece of the process, so I don't think I'm going to be going back and messing with it too much. So it's not the end of the world to not be using a mask here. I'm pulling some of that blue from the background that I just added out of the orange shapes here. What's great is these circular shapes match up with the Photoshop brushes. It's actually fairly easy. What do you think? Cool. So I think that's going to do it for us today, guys. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. I've been having fun doing these. I'm gonna strive for a little bit more of a consistent approach, but you know, I'll keep you posted. I'll keep tweeting and posting this stuff out on social, and letting y'all know sort of when the next stream will be. I'm going to keep trying to hit up Tuesday mornings as a repeat time. There will be some time over the holidays, I think, where I'm going back to visit family and won't be able to do them as consistently. But hoping in the new year we can really start firming this thing up and making it a little bit more consistent. In the meantime, though, check me out on Instagram or Twitter. It's at DLGNCE. Diligence. That's basically my moniker across all social media. If you like this video, if you like what you're seeing, if you think there's friends who would enjoy it or could learn from it, please share it with them. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe. And yeah, really appreciate all the help and growing this thing and looking forward to the next one. So long for now, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks.